And boy howdy, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday 5:30, so it is time for live from the workbench. Well, I'm here. I don't know if anybody else made it yet, but I'm here. Yay me. And I'm streaming on Dad's channel too. He said something about showing up, but I haven't heard anything else yet. So he may or may not be here. So, hey, howdy. Eat More Possum here. Leah's here. Howdy, guys. Glad you could make it. Yeah, Dad Random, we don't know where he's at. He's kind of MIA right now. But he's going back to work. So he's got a bunch of crap all to set up for the school year. And Paul is here. Good evening. And did I miss anybody? Nope, didn't miss anybody yet. So, anyhow, first things first. For you that haven't kept up with it just now, but it is here. It is available on Amazon. Ta-da! The DJI Mini SE. Available at Amazon. Available at Best Buy. And available at Drone Nerds, just to name a few. For some reason, it does not show up on the DJI website, though. Kind of weird, but okay. So, actually, Drone Nerds offers it as a package deal with refresh and some Mini 1 batteries, if I saw that right. So that ought to be, there we go. Custom bundle is what they call it. So it's got 2 extra mini batteries, Mini 1 batteries, and a charging hub, and a 1-year DJI Care refresh for $429. So the DJI Mini SE only comes with 1 battery, and it's the LiPo battery. This kind of offers you the best of both worlds. So, good evening, Tim Abbott and Jackson RC. Old Mr. Random is being Mr. Random, and it'll be random if you'll show up. For the time being, you'll have to do with me. But, so let's get back to the DJI Mini SE. What is it? It is a Mini 2 body, motors, and props with a Mini 1 camera. It ships with the Mini 2 battery, but you can also use the Mini 1 battery in it. So, because of the Mini 2 motors, this thing is going to be a bit more wind resistant, or it's going to be wind resistant equal to the Mini 2, which I think is a good thing. I already know some people bought it, so it shouldn't be long before we actually see some real testing on this thing, real world testing. So I recently bought the Mini 2, so I'm not going to buy this one. The Mini 2 is still going to be better than this thing. But this is going to be a good, I guess you call it a burner drone. Do stupid shit with. And if you crash it, then, the replacement is fairly inexpensive. I foresee a lot of spare controls and batteries and props to be on the market for this. And Kenneth, welcome. Kenneth, the famous Kentucky fan. And he brings up a good point. The old thumbs up. If y'all would be so kind and hit the old thumb or upward thingy. I would appreciate it. I know Dad will too. And since we're on appreciation, I saw a number more donations to my daughter for her cancer battle fund. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you all so much for helping her out. Right now, she's trying to figure out some fertility issues because the chemo might render her not able to have children, and she does want to have children at some point. So right now they're doing some testing in that regard, and they're going to extract some eggs and freeze them so she can get pregnant at a later point. So, but we'll have to find out more about that as time goes on. But enough of straying off the subject. So Mini 2 SE, very exciting, available from a number of outlets. Amazon has it. Best Buy has it. We've got a few others. Well, now looky here. Looky who the cat drew again. Well, good evening there, Mr. Dad Random.
How are you doing?
Oh, doing excellent. How are you?
Good. Just getting used to a work schedule.
Would you mind your language? I mean, we're trying to have a family channel here. No, them 4-letter words.
Work.
Shush up. Don't make me
Say
come all the way to Utah and smack you.
It's like Voldemort.
You know, I smack long distance. We're going to have to figure out a gig to where your son stands sitting on outside the camera and just an arm comes swinging out, hitting you upside the head or something on the back of the head.
Yes. Hey, everybody's got a. There's a children's book out called Everybody Poops, and my book, if I would have wrote it, that same children's book, it would have been Everybody Works.
Did you really have to keep pouring salt in that wound at this point?
Everybody works.
It's past 5. I mean, we're all done for the day.
Yeah, but it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
I didn't bring my hot blunt or my cool blunt today, so
Tuesday's a work schedule day.
that's right.
Okay,
Sunrise. I can multitask in that regard. I can smack long distance as well as short distance. You got that right.
Yes, I am.
And Lee ordered himself a Mini SE. Good
All
for
right.
you. Good for you. Who else do we know that ordered a Mini SE today? I wonder.
Come on, do you think I'd be that dumb?
Do I really have to answer that?
You think I'd be that stupid to order something that I've had twice before?
In a heartbeat.
But it's not the same. It's different. It's totally unique. It's not the same.
Well, it's a hybrid.
It is, and that's what makes it interesting, I think. So it's the hybrid nature of it.
It's a good burner quad or a burner drone.
That's
I'm
kind
seeing
of
a lot of stupid stuff being done with that thing. I'm seeing a lot of mini SE controllers up for sale in the near future. Matter of fact, as you mentioned, Sunrise, Brett Alston, yeah, I know he ordered one, even though he owns the Air 2S and the Mini 2. Why did he order the SE? Because it is cheap.
It's cheap, and that's why it's going to be another blockbuster. They're going to sell a gazillion of these things. The only problem is there's kid. They got to buy kid backpacks and Chromebooks, and so I'm trying to figure out how the families are going to be able to afford these minis. But
I
when you're,
figured this would be some release a little closer to like Black Friday or something.
yeah, I think it's a little bit early, but I think they expect people to just spend, and not
I think
only
they're
is
trying to
the
keep their momentum going.
yeah. Well, what momentum? There is no momentum.
Well, they released that Osmo 2, whatever that thing is called, Mobile 2 in white. That was another questionable product. And now we've got the SE. So,
Well, the best deal out there right now is the Osmo Action for 199. So if you're not jumping on that right now,
you can get the Osmo Action for like 160 as a refurb.
if you get a refurb, right, and it's I almost bought one, and so okay, let's talk FPV stuff. Well, that's not up to me, but
Well, we want to
the
talk
mini is gonna
FPV stuff. We'll talk FPV stuff in a minute. But right
yeah.
now, it's
Well, the mini's gonna sell millions of units. Well, maybe not millions, but definitely it's going to be in the 100,000 club for sure. It's going to sell a lot. Maybe millions. Maybe it is going to sell a million.
there. If anybody trashed their Osmo as of recently and still has a bunch of accessories and just needs to know, here's the refurb for 160.
I mean, that's just a smoking deal, and that's basically in the class of the, well, I don't know if you want to call it the class of the GoPro 8, because they basically were competitors. So I really need an upgrade. I'm still using this thing right here. This thing has well, it does have stabilization, but it doesn't have, this is the six. This was the sucker's buy, and this is the one where I made a purchase with a little bit without waiting, and if I'd have waited just a couple more weeks, I could have had the 7, and I probably would still be using it and not saying anything about it.
Well, apparently, since we're on the subject of cameras, there's some going on with Real Steady and this little bad boy, the RunCam 5.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, there's a way to use the RunCam 5 with Real Steady. I haven't looked at the extent of this thing yet, but I'm going to tell you this thing worked fine till one day quit working. I mean, just quit working. I've been trying to get a hold of Get FPV for weeks now, trying to get this thing turned in for repair. They won't answer their phone. They won't answer their freaking emails. And this thing here is basically just a paperweight at this point.
Yeah, they're dead meat.
And apparently, these guys have a bad habit of just going dead for no particular reason at all. And
right.
It's been a crash or two, but I mean, you look, other than this little indent on the back here, there's no real damage to this thing.
I'm kind of out of the gadget camera mode right now.
Yeah, this thing is $100 bill. Well, now it's worthless.
And that's what you don't want it to do. You want it to be Mr. Famous basically said that his Hero 7 Black is basically accomplishing all of his needs, and that would be nice. I wish the Hero 6 Black could accomplish all my needs, and it can't because it doesn't have good stabilization. It wasn't made with the new version of Hyper Smooth or whatever you want to call it. And
I've actually checked the battery in that run cam, and it was good.
hmm,
So
it's just we're getting into discussing junk again, and I like I said, I'm quickly going to be one of those people that's going to say that's junk and that's not junk. I'm to that point because I'm sick of playing games with junk. Knockoff cameras. Because if you got the V5 of that camera and in the DJI, or excuse me, in the GoPro version, it would be you'd still be using it. If it was the run cam,
yeah,
it's just I just and we all do it. We're looking for a better thing. We're looking for something to be better than the price is basically going to dictate, and it just doesn't work that way. And
there's
I,
no
I
free rides in
yeah,
FPV.
it's okay though. I mean, you can buy something if you think it's going to fit your needs, and that was the good comment there is, well, what are your needs? And most of us, our needs are pretty minimal. I need a good vlogging camera that doesn't shut off. And this one, by the way, did not shut off because of the heat, which it normally would. Yeah, it did shut off because of the heat. The error message I got was there was something wrong with the card, and it wasn't. It overheated, and that was the overheat message. And these things are notorious for overheating,
Well,
especially yeah. So
your mobile two shut down too. I thought that was kind
yeah,
of wild though, the
well,
way that this picture started flicker and then it hung its head like
but it was still running. The camera was still punching.
I'm done.
I've never had the gimbal go out like that, so that was interesting. And that's the first time it did that because I've recorded with that camera before. And
I had that
so
gimbal problem before. You know
did
what
you
I
have the,
where I
the
had that
flickering gimbal? Yeah.
on the Kai One Pro.
Hmm. So I was watching a lot of camera videos today. I'm kind of into a camera fetish. I can't afford cameras because the camera that I'd like to buy, I just can't afford it. Um, I don't need it either. It's the Sony A7. Uh,
Sounds
it's
like way more buttons on that thing than you need to have.
then I right, and it's the lens on it alone would be $1,500. The camera itself is about well the eight. It depends on which version of the A7. So you're talking $3,000 for a camera and a lens.
Now watch him hang that thing up in a tree and break out a freaking chainsaw to cut the damn tree down and get his camera back. And Ben T is in the house. Howdy, Ben and Greg. And did I miss anybody? Oh, here's Soil Ariel, aka Dustin.
Crop Dustin Gable. So, yeah, so I did buy the SE and I
Hold
bought it
on,
because
he's got a serious question here. We need to
what's his question?
address that. If you caught it in binding to the radio using the bind button, what the frick is the problem? I'm seriously about to take a sledgehammer to this. The sledgehammer will fix it. Okay, you caught it in binding to the radio. Are you talking about TBS Crossfire by chance? Because there is some sort of bug where that the thing just won't bind. Instead of using Agent X, use Agent M. So,
Greg was asking about 360 cameras. For his Mini 2, why you want to put a 360 camera on a Mini 2? That's my
The
question
Mini
there.
2 doesn't have enough oomph to carry a 360 camera.
Yeah, and then the other thing is your Mini 2 has a better camera than the 360 camera you're going to put on it. So, and I
Unless you
understand you
talk,
wanting to get the perspective. You're going to need to put that on at a minimum on a and yeah a Mavic Pro is going to carry that. You got to have some heavy. You got to have heavy lift and a big battery. You got to have. I think was it the Mavic Pro? What does it have?
I
Like
think
10-inch
the
props
only
on
thing
it.
that the Mini 2 would lift is the go-to.
Go to Instago, yeah.
Then it's a go-to.
And
It's
then
still
why would you
into
do?
360 camera.
Now here we go, Greg. There's an idea. Get instead of getting a 360 camera, get a lightweight, get the Go 2 and mount it backwards on the so try that out. Then you'll have front and back. I thought that was kind of fun when I mounted it backwards uh on my FPV quad. That was kind of fun. That video was neat where I like that perspective of where have I been, and I have not done enough of that kind of recording.
Yeah, very,
So
very important technical tip from Ben T. Make sure you calibrate your sledgehammer before you use it.
yes, calibrate your calibrate your Ford tool first.
Okay, so Dustin says it's not TBS. So which one is it? Are you on Free Sky? Do you have one of those Free Sky incompatibilities where you have a pre 2.0 firmware on your receiver and a past 2.0 firmware on your transmitter or anything like that? There's weird stuff happening.
No, it's not you. It's me. I'm just changing my perspective of my camera. So I'm changing my video there. I just want to change this a little bit. I want me to be bigger. I felt small. My room felt really big, and I felt really small. So, um,
That's
the
what blue pills are for. Oops.
what I really liked about the last stream, Kai, that my last stream was that when
You
I
could
looked at
bring
it,
it on without me interrupting you for hours.
no, it was that everything was in 1080p when I was done, and the freaking video quality was killer. And that's just a freaking amazing. I mean, that was so nice to have just that 1080p quality. I was just looking. I was amazed at the back at you and me when we got into the. I just thought that was pretty spectacular, and you have to pay extra for that with Streamyard. So and
Well, we're going to be transitioning to the OBS thing.
and there's like I said, I don't know. I was really impressed with the video quality. And that's I think that I'm getting kind of like I'm becoming a camera snob, and I really have no business being a camera snob because my camera work is suspect, and my video is even or my audio is even worse. And to be a snob at this point is maybe not my place to be. But I'm definitely not going to spend no $3,000 on a camera. I was just making a point. I was I was not going to pull the trigger on anything. I'm actually still thinking about the 199 Osmo Action and kind of thinking about what they're going to do with the new Osmo. If there is an action, obviously when the price drops, something is up. And there's going to be an action camera right before Christmas. But I
They
think
they
that's
are coming. There are slated to come out. Wasn't a Osmo action camera this year.
so I'm thinking that's the way I'm going to go.
If they can find the chips.
I just it's that time where I'm just going to go, and I don't know if I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to sell it for $50 if I can get $50 for it. it's a great camera. You know, you saw the thing work great, but it's
keep it for a backup.
yeah. Well, it makes a good studio camera. It's nice for just, if you just want to do like a steady shot, say, you want a different angle and it's just sitting there. It's perfect for the second angle. And the audio is not too bad out of that thing if you don't have it in its case. So there's some good things about it. I do have the things to plug into it to make but this has a lot of problems with the USB-C port. Um, I've lost my audio on this 100 times. So I just use my wearable audio. I really like my Sony cam. I was actually thinking about upgrading that, but it's working so good. To go to a Tascam, with a lavalier mic, those are about $150. That if you want to know what Captain Drone uses when he does all of his work, he uses basically a Tascam like 1100 or something like that. Basically it's just plugged into his belt, and it just gives him a constant stream of audio. Ken Heron uses something like that, but he uses a different version of it, a more expensive version. I think his is like $300. Might be the same company, but the only way to get audio is to capture it independently. And I fought back against that for many, many, many years. Like, 4 years is so many years, but I think I'm just always wearing my audio. The other thing is, guys, don't forget about this. Your phone is actually better than pretty much anything you'll try to use. So
That's right.
your cell phone is amazing camera, and I've heard professional photographers say that. Like, why are you going to buy a GoPro when Apple has engineers and research people that have been working on that problem for 30 years and spending billions of dollars? I
Combine your
mean,
phone with one of these puppies,
yeah.
and you're there.
Here's
Yeah,
the
we got his and hers. Mine is to his.
is this the same one?
Yeah.
Oh, mine's not the DJI. Yours is yeah, that's right. You bought the one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
No,
this
this
is
is
the
the one I was
knockoff.
sent for review.
Yeah, this is the knockoff. It's great. I love that tripod. But
This is not a knockoff. This is a Moza Mini MX.
Moza Mini, yeah, it's nice. It breaks down pretty nice like that. And then this comes off down here. It's nice because the center of gravity becomes more spread out and lower, where the DJI one, it'd be down here. So the thing would be a mile in the air. So that was a good idea. The trigger works exactly the same as the DJI version. It's rechargeable. I paid like $40 for this thing. So I got a really good deal. The software on this is not too bad, but it's not as good as the DJI software. The DJI software is better, but see if I can
What's
get
the
it
best
going.
webcam software to make the phone and the webcam for your PC?
So there we go.
You kind of got me stumped on that. We'd have to do some research, but let's say hi to Johnny Dornflower real quick. He popped in here.
My gimbal is limp. I got a limp gimbal.
And you need to feed it some blue pills.
She's not working. I don't know what I did to it. It should be charged. I can't remember if I charged it or not. The blue light's on.
Well, let's Sunrise. I got one quick question for you. Your motor went out on your Nebula, or Mobula. Did you wear your Red Lone Star UAV T-shirt when you did it? That's probably the whole problem. You didn't wear the right attire to practice.
Ah! That was my phone. That was bad.
You get the dropsies.
Okay. I think it's believe me, it's not it's not the tool. It's the person
Tell me
holding.
one thing. Tell me one thing since we're on phones. Who was the freaking genius that decided glass is a good idea to put on the back of a freaking phone? You know what happens to glass when it on the back of a freaking phone? You see that shit?
There we go.
And it's always been in a freaking case. There goes another happy $100 freaking dollars.
So not too bad. And I can't remember all the functions on this thing, but it's fun. Like I said, you use the best camera. Remember, the best camera on the phone is the one that's not facing you. A lot of people like to use the vlogging camera. They like to use the one that's front facing. That camera is usually 1080p, but it's got a very small image sensor. And the one on the front, the one that's the working side, is your better camera. So, but there she is.
I don't sit on my phone, Ben. I'm not a well.
That was that. Trying to remember all the. I can't remember all the functions, but definitely not going to do any reviews. Not
Well,
not
even Possum has a genius idea. Go the big boy steam engine. I can see that screenshot already. FPV just smack right into the front of the train.
Let's see here.
So anyhow, FPV. Somebody wanted more FPV content. Dan, you still here, or did you already take off again?
More FPV, more FPV. Let's see, on the chat today, you got Tim Abbott, Kenneth, the famous Kentucky farm, Eat More
Yep.
Possum, Lee McCready, Mr. Famous, of course, graced us with his presence, aka Dan, Drone Worship.
Dan has some truck issues. Apparently, the computer on his truck's going haywire, turning his lights on and off. I kind of can sympathize with him on that, since my interior lights on my new truck kind of doing what they want right now too.
Well, he's got the humidity issue too. You got that moisture issue, and then those vehicles sit in a moist environment for such a long time.
Yeah,
Oh,
he basically has a 20-year-old truck that the computer is starting to act up, and now they want him to buy a whole new computer, and he has to buy it through a dealer because it has to be programmed to his truck. So
yeah.
I'll be a little miffed too about that one.
It is and he put a bunch of time. He put a bunch of work into it already.
Yeah.
I
Definitely I get why he's miffed. I mean, I would be too.
I fought car battles when I was younger, and one of the best decisions I made in my life when I was in my 20s, when I first hit my 20s, was I observe people a lot. I go, okay, there are people out there that don't have my problems. What are they doing different than me? Okay, and one of the people I watched was my sister. My sister, she always had good jobs. She always got good grades because she freaking applied herself in school. So I'm learning because I'm watching this, and
So
because
the
she
one
always
that's
had,
been going to school all his life practically at this point.
well, she had good work habits too, but she was always getting a steady income. So she wasn't afraid to go out there to a car dealership and go buy a Toyota, when she was, 21 years old.
Yeah. And here you buy a Chevy was a territory marking feature.
I bought a 71 Firebird. That was my first car with a 400 cubic inch big block. And every time you stepped on the gas, smoke poured into the freaking cabin. And I loved that car. I had it for a grand total of 3 months.
It sounds like an old Charger SE I had back in the 90s.
Then I bought a Ford Mustang too. Talk
So
about
they don't want a 5-star review; they want a 10-star review. And I basically told them where they can take their stars, and well, never mind.
yeah. Well,
We're
I'm
trying to be family oriented around here.
I I've got a definitely a pet peeve. I've got an issue with pretty much most of these companies that are, the wishes and the of this world. I'm not I'm not a good person to basically approach right now when it comes to those types of companies.
Well, no, I don't know. I might have told you on Saturday. I put my truck in the shop because of the interior lights malfunctioning,
Right.
and then I had all this woes was trying to get a loaner. And then on Sunday, some gal calls me from the dealership and she's like, "You're going to get a survey and we need you to give us 10 out of 10 stars on that survey."
Little pushy.
I mean, she was the third person at that point to mention that stupid survey to me and that they need to get 10 out. And from what I understand, if the dealership doesn't get the 10 out of 10 feedback,
Uh-huh.
they're actually losing money. So yeah, it's
Were they losing money just because they suck?
a salesman called me yesterday at work. I'm like, okay, what the hell do you need? And he's like, I was just following up with your truck. I'm like, well, you should have followed up with the guy in the parts department, and you would know that the parts are on order, they're on back order, nobody knows when they're going to show up. Yeah, and then did you get that survey yet? I'm like, don't you freaking start on me now, too. Well, I'm like, dude, you
Well,
didn't
they
even
know
know that.
that
You didn't
they
even
know
know
that people
the heat
really
sort
do.
meant on that truck. You told me it was some sort of fuel injector thingy they were doing with it. I'm come to find out it's actually a freaking hybrid system they got in there. Yeah.
Well, didn't you do your homework on that? Come on, Kai. That salesman doesn't know anything.
Well,
I rarely know
call me
what.
old school, but I would expect the salesman to have enough knowledge of the product that he's selling to where he can answer a simple question.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I've been on both
I
ends of
mean,
that
I'm
deal.
sure nobody told you about this feature that your truck had about wanting to mark its own territory. By the way, was that standard, or do you have to pay extra for that?
Did I have to, I it was
Well,
standard.
Chevy don't leak oil. They mark their territory just for the ones that don't know what I'm talking.
The leaks come standard, I think. That's what the Ford people would tell me.
Well, it is a Chevy. You do know they make the bow tie now as a glow in the dark. So when you
Um,
drive down the road at night trying to find your truck, you find it a little easier.
yes, truck abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't argue. I have I don't see too many. There's certain things I do see on the road a lot on the side of the road. You don't see too many new cars anymore, um, sitting there lifeless on the side of the road. Most of them are pretty old these days. That used to be something you'd see quite often. Let's see, Woody Drones. What's he's got something going on there? He's got some heavy lifting comments going on there. Where is he at here? I'm not my feed isn't loading very fast. It's definitely slow because you're running the
And you
feed, so
are you are also breaking up and stopping every now and again, but
yeah. Yeah, I had a few of those.
I gotta share this thing here, even though it is a ram being abused in this picture. Look at the ass end of that bit. This, my friends, is what happens when you pull a bumper pull on the bumper and not on a receiver hitch. I mean, there's the next candidate for the Darwin Awards.
My Chevy had a bumper pull. My old Chevy Silverado, my green one was I think it was like a 98.
And Bob Casey is on the house. Howdy, Bob. Glad you couldn't make it.
Let's see if it'll find my Moza. I'm trying to find the software for my camera. It's the Moza Genie software. I thought I had it. I thought I had it installed. Oh, I probably took it off because I didn't like it.
And Woody Drown's on says he's got a runway going over his house now.
Uh-oh.
Had a plane well below 500 feet come buzzing over his house, and shortly thereafter, he had a Cessna at 200 feet. Not just that they're driving on the wrong side of the road, now they're flying low too. Let's see.
Stephanie's in the house. Did you say that already?
Yeah, that should be my daughter.
Stephanie's in the house. Hi, Stephanie. Get rid of that. Let's find that Genie app I just installed. Trying to find the so there's another nano coming out, another little teeny nano. I saw that feed just recently.
So she is my kiddo, just so we got confirmation of that. See, right there. I didn't know that was my child.
You are the father.
I am your father. I don't have the doohickey that you have. Was the voices?
The voice, the
Let's see if I can find it here.
Yep, I know you broke it.
I didn't break it. I can't hear. I can't hear what I'm saying. Oh, there we go.
The creepiest right here. It's like unisex. I call it the transformer.
And this just helps me be more male if I'm not male enough for you.
Well,
There
you're
we go.
male, but you're not man. I mean, well, never mind.
All right, there we go. Now the Moza has full control. There we go. Connect. There we go. Now it's connected. There we go. Got full camera control going on there. Yeah, paid. Like I said, paid $34. Somebody was getting rid of it. They're like, "All right, I reviewed it. I want it out. I want it out of my house." Oh, I haven't figured out how to do the time lapse, the motion lapse with this. Um, motion lapses are really fun to do. And if you can do one with your cell phone, it'd be even more fun. That's where you get the motion up or down. Basically it will track and then we'll do a time lapse. And then you can get like a city scene and then a weather scene all at the same time. Those are kind of fun shots to get where you get like dynamic weather and then it comes down and over and it catches a street and all the taillights. Those are fun. I really enjoy that type of B-roll. So this winter I'm going to spend more time on photography. I'm going to get out and do a little more hiking now that the weather will get better. I've gotten a just terrible shape. I got to give you I want to give you a quick story on how bad a shape I'm in. You'll appreciate this.
Yeah, here actually we need to appreciate this here for a second.
All right, we'll wait. It's your deal.
Sunrise Water Media did some bolt today. Amazon wanted to sell one of them, buy a product, reimburse me for it, and have me leave a 5-star review and make YouTube video about my experience.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't going to have it. Told him it's against Amazon policies. Want me to send directly? I'll make a YouTube video, but no review on Amazon. They agreed. Yes, I am proud of you.
Yeah, when they don't allow you to publish the review or they don't want the actual review published, that to me, think about you being a consumer and think about all the things you bought and then you had somebody basically lie their butt about it and then you see one that's really bad and you think, oh, that person's just hating.
So if we see Chris walking a bit more bow-legged next time we see him, we know why.
Yeah.
He finally grew some.
I got a drone, somebody with a drone pop in just recently. So we'll see what that is. I'm sure it's just a junky toy, but it'll be interesting to see if it actually shows up to my doorstep. I don't play games anymore. I'm kind of like you, Sunrise. I don't mess around.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bow down to a stranger that may or may not be, able to deliver. So.
And Chris Hope. Good evening, sir. Later the hour, the better the guess. So, but I was interrupting some very rudely on your end. So,
no, I was just going to tell you how bad a shape I am. Yes, this was yesterday.
Is a shape too. Okay.
Well, I got practice at 6:00, so I'm going to be out of here before 6. But yesterday I was at practice. I got there. I was there pretty early. This football practice, and I had been at school already for since 8:00 that morning. I did a workout right after school, so I went down the gym. Way overdid it in the gym. I shouldn't have worked out that hard. I was dehydrated, and I drank an energy drink like a dummy. Okay. And then I went out to practice. I got out there early. The sun was still up. I had no water. I spent probably an hour out there before the kids, the rest of the team came down. I work with the kickers and special teams kids, and my friend was down there, so we were chatting, and I was just goofing around we were trying to figure out our schedule, what we were going to be doing. And then the kids came in, and then I just got into, I haven't coached in over a year and a half. It's been almost 2 seasons. And, I think I'm a person that I'm not. So kids come down, I get 3 kids that want me to teach them a specific skill. Okay. So they all come down and I'm like, all right, this is going to be a great day. I've got 3 new kids that really want to learn this. They seem like I did a little testing with them to see what their skill level was. Anyways, during this whole time, I'm dehydrating. About an hour and a half into practice, I start to get lightheaded and I'm like ready to pass out. And I'm talking to this really big kid that's sitting next to me. He's probably 350 pounds. He's ginormous. It's a big, huge right tackle, just massive kid. And I go, you need to move over because I need to sit down. He's like, hey, sure, coach. These football players are very respectable. They're very respectful kids. And he just slid right over. He's like, hey, no. And then he got up. And I'm like, this 350-pound kid that's 17, he's probably 6'5", 6'6". He's humongous. He's been out in the practice. He's been running and doing drills. And I've really been doing nothing. And I'm ready to pass out. And I finally had to excuse myself. I was talking to these kids, and I'm like, all right, we worked about an hour. I said, I got to go. I got to get some freaking water. And they're like, no, coach, go, go, go. So I went up and I went in and I guzzled a bunch of water. You guys got to know that once you're dehydrated, to the point I was dehydrated, ain't any amount of water that's going to make you better. So I drank a bunch of water and I sat down. I stopped. Then I had all these people coming in and out of the building. They're probably looking at me like I was some kind of creep because I looked like in a bad shape. I thought, you know. So, anyways, it took me after I finally finished my stupidity and I finally got myself home without dying. It took me till midnight. I had to stay up that long to get water to get back into my system. It was just so I could, so I could eat because I hadn't eaten anything because you can't eat when you're dehydrated. So, anyways, I mean, all I did yesterday was feel inadequate, old, and stupid. So, just like I do when I'm on Kai's channel. So there you go. Yeah. So I'm back. I'm back coaching.
Cutting me out in the process. I don't even get to say it anymore, man.
Oh, all right. That's working good, man. The Zoom's working good on this thing. I just don't, Kai, when you figure out on your Moza how to do a time lapse, a motion time lapse, do a video on it. I want to see how to do it.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take this with me to Germany, and I'm really going to put it through its paces.
Good. It's a perfect travel tool.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to take it. I'm sure everybody saw Stephanie's message to everybody, thanking y'all for the support and prayers, and please keep praying. And let's see, I had another thing popping in here. Michael had a little boo-boo. Bought a second-hand iPhone 12 Pro Max. 2 days later, I had to purchase the PassFab software. So I don't know what PassFab is. So
What's
you're the iPhone expert. But you really come up with
PassFab software? What is that?
I have no idea.
PassFab. I wonder what that software does. Can you help us and tell us what the software? Secondhand iPhone. So maybe he
probably had a crack a passcode in it or something.
Yeah, PassFab. So I didn't know that you could, other than have it, you have to reset it. They should make it so you could be able to, you can reset a phone. Well, I guess that's part of the problem. That's real. You need to have security so somebody doesn't go and reset your phone and have you just, be completely erased.
Well, that's
then
why
they can steal it.
But
yeah.
He is really a problem solver because he put this up for you too.
Well,
I'm not like I'm a guy to kick a man while he's down. I wouldn't do anything like that.
Well, my big thing now is I have
we haven't had a good Dad Random goes hiking after the lost drone video.
I haven't hiked is the problem. I have not hiked. I found the time lapse, but I have not found. So hopefully you find.
Woody Drones On pretty much sums it up in a few words.
Did you hear that?
What are you doing now?
Did you? No, I didn't mean for you to hear that. Let me turn that sound off. My phone must be connected to the board via Bluetooth. I thought it was connected to the. I thought it was connected to this thing Bluetooth. I guess it's not. And when I played the music went right into the soundboard. That was interesting.
All right. Here's another advice from Michael for you.
The magic drink. Basically, it's what I need to have around is what do you call it? The Pedialyte. They have something called Pedialyte Recovery for hangovers. It's basically hangover. Um, I'm just glad I didn't get a headache. Oh, the other thing, Kai, you probably get these. Do you get really bad cramps in your legs?
Sometimes.
Oh, let me tell you, I was just sitting there.
I'm usually pretty good about staying hydrated.
Yeah, I was just sitting there. Obviously, I was recovering here. It was like 11:30, and my right leg went into full freaking cramp from the hamstring all the way down to my foot. Oh, and
That'll get you attention.
well, yeah. And then my wife is like sleeping, and then I'm making these groaning sounds. Are you okay out there? Because I'm still out there by the TV because I don't want to go near because I'm like, oh, I'm groaning and oh, that's so bad. That's I've got to get back in shape. I'm correcting this problem. So today I'm going back. It's 100 degrees right now, and on the field it's probably about 115. Yesterday was probably 120 on the turf. I told the kids I'm gonna be there every day. So
Oh, my Thummy Downer fan came by again.
who came by?
The guy that likes to hit the thumbs down.
I get a couple of those every time. I don't even. I look at it as I've got a fan. You got a fan that comes every week, and they have the gumption to be critical. Oh,
But I mean, at some point, we actually decided we're going to do some FPV on this stream too. So I'm actually
yeah.
going to change subjects and go back
Do
on
it.
the subject of tonight's stream because we've got a little bit of announcement here.
Ah, yes. Here it is.
RunCam is going to partner with DJI, or DJI is going to partner with RunCam. So RunCam will be an official partner for the DJI digital FPV system. So
That'll be interesting.
well,
Because
CADX said they were going to install a chip to encrypt the signal to where you couldn't use but CADX cameras was the Vistas or air units. And that kicked off a shitstorm in the community. And about 3 days later, CADX reversed course on that. And now apparently DJI and RunCam have come to some sort of agreement. So that should be good news for the community as a whole, because now we're going to have more than one manufacturer making cameras.
right, and that's anything that's going to stifle innovation is if any one company gets total control, and you can say that's where you get to the arguments, about DJI but
Now the one thing that everybody needs to realize, the RunCam EP camera that's on the market right now that's compatible with the Vista, it's like the Polar. It's a 60 frame per second camera. It's not the 120 frame like the Nebula Pro was or the original camera was. So, and you can only get 16 by 9. So the 4 by 3 snobs are going to be real upset about that. So
yeah.
I personally fly 16 by 9. I see enough, but I'm not, the hard ass racing or bando smasher. And neither one of those does anything for me. So, I'm just, just
That'll be
be
good.
mindful of that. But there's some new stuff happening in terms of cameras, and
Yeah.
you know, the chip shortage right now, there's ways to work around it, and apparently they are, you know, exploring other avenues at this point. So and TBS announced there's an issue with updating and binding their receivers on the Crossfire system. Bartwell done an extensive piece on that, how to work around it. Yeah. For those that missed the joke here, earlier said there's no way he's buying the SE. There is his order confirmation.
And yeah, it was shipped. It should be here Thursday. They didn't. The store's not going to have them till the 18th. So
Now, I really have a serious question for you right now, though. Why the hell do you have Rudolph hanging off your light back there?
Well, the picture in Rudolph is Steve, my dog. So
Yeah, I mean, we're in August. Yeah, Christmas decorations are really, you know, yeah. As much as I enjoy Steve and all, but Christmas decorations in August? Seriously?
here, I'm gonna freaking get it. I'm gonna hang it closer now, just because I know it annoys you.
Do you know that it is legal to shoot people that play Christmas music before Halloween and use their corpse for Halloween decorations?
Just for that, I'm gonna freaking lift. I'm gonna publicly lift my mic up so you can see a duck.
Well, I'm already seeing a duck.
Well, you're gonna see
Seeing
more
a couple
ducks.
of ducks.
Gonna duck the crap out of your stream. Yeah. I actually I got a different arm. I don't like this stand, by the way, this mic stand. It's a pain in the butt. I actually moved my other studio. I got my mic over here on the side, and it's kind of nice. Yeah, I do freeze up every so often, don't I? Wonder why it's happening. I have to.
Well, that's your son was his mining business. He might not live there anymore, but his computers are still running full power at your house.
Yeah, I've got a mining operation going, and it's and of course there's crypto money to be made. I'm just going to see if I got a custom 1080. Just looking at some of my settings. I have my settings at school jacked way up, and hopefully I'm just wanted to check these. See, this is the output setting. Let's see, advanced 1920. So bit rate, that's pretty normal. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely my computer, because my computer at work is better. Much more. It easily handles this stuff. This one's using 19%. The other one was using like 6% of the CPU. But this one's also running StreamYard at the same time. So, all right. Yep, I have got a few more minutes. I got to get my butt on the road. I got to get to practice.
Yeah.
Practice starts at 6. and I don't have to be there right away, but I've got to be there after the warm ups. That's usually when I try to get there. So I get the kids kind of figuring out so they can get started. When I get there, I can just go right to work with them, get them focused up for foosball.
It's not foosball.
Foosball. I spent a bunch of my day today watching safety videos. I had to probably go through. I had two computers running at the same time. I had one running one video and I had another one running the other video, and then I took the quizzes back to back. I did that for 2 freaking hours of part of my day, just running videos. And I'd get up, go do something, come back, get the video running, not pay attention to it. If two people have an argument, I mean, those kinds of questions, you know those. You probably have to do the same thing. Crisis avoidance and things like that.
De-escalation.
De-escalation, yeah.
So if you have two guys in an argument, okay, all you have to do is go over there and tell them what my aunt used to tell us.
Here's a beer for you.
When me and my brother got into it, you know, my great aunt, she had this very very simple way of putting things. She would tell us, if y'all don't get along, I'm going to take one of y'all and hit the other one upside the head with them.
See, that was the early forms of crisis avoidance. It's called fear. Fear of Nana beating.
You know, and the other thing that worked really good on us back in the day was this one. You know,
the back of the hand.
It's just that one. You know,
you just get it up there,
son.
Like that. You're like, whoa, wait a second. My dad used to like to grab my ear. I'm surprised you're not like this. Hey, give me your attention.
Is that why you never got your ears pierced?
Oh man, could you imagine? It never hurt. It just was attention grabbing. You know, it's physical, but it's just like, oh yeah, okay. I need to be focused up again.
Michael wants to know what your first name is.
My first name?
Yeah.
Christopher. There you go. I'm going to say the whole thing.
Yeah, well, we just holler Chris in the chat. We got half the chat screaming here.
Well, if you go Christopher, then it's quite a little bit different than Chris, and then you got Chris and another Chris. There's a lot of Chris's around.
Yeah.
There's only one Kai and only one Kai drone. Just remember that.
See, even Ben T used Chris. He must have ran out of names when he was naming a second child. Yeah, I remember Eric at the meetup. You brought him in last week too on the live stream.
Looking to see if I can find. I got to find another football.
Oh boy, read this.
What's this? Oh, he finally. What microphone was it? There's some really good ones out there, but the good broadcasting mics have a really large some of them have double diaphragms in them, and you can keep the power way down, and then you can talk normally. Because a lot of the times, if your voice isn't deep and doesn't vibrate, it has a hard time picking up your voice. But what microphone system is it? This one
actually. A lot of
actually.
Christian going on here, though.
This one is actually a way better microphone than what I'm using now, but this is a USB mic. It's not an XLR, so I can't use it. They make them now combo, but this one's really heavy and it's a really good quality mic.
That's what
Excellent.
I
I should
use.
be
Cheap. Cheap's good. It works.
Yeah, this right here is probably a $25 mic. So RE20 when I was in the recording business. The RE20. Yeah, there's some good stuff out there. A mic does make a huge difference, but for what I do and for how long I do it, it's kind of like cameras. You can always get a better one. It can always get another scale, better. So you can scale up. Yeah, I'm freezing. Like every so often I'll freeze. That's weird.
Yeah.
Electro Voice EV. I want to look like Rush Limbaugh. I want that. I want the golden mic.
Yeah, Michael doesn't know what mic that is. You got to go in the house and get it.
See if I can find there here. Electro Voice right here.
Oh, and Yellow Rose. Hey, Lee. Another Lee. That's another one of those names we got plenty of.
Electro Voice. Yeah, they're like an Electro Voice mic, about $450.
Lee, did you get your stickers yet?
RE20.
Or did you get your proof yet? Because they sent you a proof before they actually print them. And apparently, Rockin' Monkey's doing some good business with all the people I send them.
Electro Voice.
Because Eat More Possum ordered some. Yellow Rose ordered his stickers. They're good stickers. They're good people.
He put it up on the screen there. Let's see, hproductselectrovoice.com and that's the one I was gonna post an image of it. I'm looking for another one, but my computer's grinding right now. I have no idea why it's grinding. There's no excuse. It's not the CPU. It's the internet. Maybe I've got some internet issues going on. I am getting rid of my TV though. That's happening. I'm surprised I haven't done it already, but
What TV?
getting rid of the cable TV and expanding my internet. Getting a probably
So I signed up with Direct TV when I was Direct TV still, the streaming service, and then it got renamed into AT&T TV. And today I got a notification it's getting named back to Direct TV.
TV's coming back. They disappeared, and that's a lot, And I think when AT&T might have, were they part of the same company or did they get acquired?
So AT&T owned Direct TV.
Direct TV. Okay.
So what they call it, Direct TV, and then they renamed it to AT&T TV, and now it's back to Direct TV Stream. Yeah, figure that one out. They probably hate me at this point because I signed up was one of their real cheapo plans way back when. They did hike the rate some, but it's still not anywhere as close to their lowest rate they're offering now.
Let's see if I can get that to overlay here.
Okay, Sunrise, do we have to explain to you the elbows and the alligators?
the hell did I do? Yeah, I've got to go through all my settings here. But yeah, the hot microphone is this one that I've got up here. It's called the SM7B by Shure. And that's what you'll see everybody using right now. That's what everybody that's kind of like, oh, I need to up my game, they go and they buy this thing. I'm trying to get my window capture to function here. I can probably do this here. What the heck? Just fix this right here.
I don't get all these guys that have to hide behind the microphone or have it, covering half their face,
Yeah, here. That's this thing right here. Ooh. So you'll see this. This is the one you'll see a lot. Anybody that's making any money right now or thinks they're making money or feels like they need to make a few dollars and they up their sound game. And some of it's the mic and a lot of it's the filtering. So you got to go through a good soundboard. The cheap one that I'm using, like if you look every time I touch my freaking computer or my computer, you see it's shaking the camera. But if same thing happens with your microphone. So if your microphone doesn't have a good like dampening system, this has no dampening. So if I were to touch this is not too bad. I can't hear it.
This one has the microphone's actually hanging on rubber bands.
Right. That's yeah.
There. Can we see that?
But that's the one you see a lot, that mic there.
It does the job.
It does the job. I've been very happy with my audio sound. It's a little bit better when I'm at the other studio because that soundboard is a Yamaha soundboard. It's got an XLR mic hookup to it. This is actually an XLR Ghost power, but it's not an XLR input, so it's not the same. So, but it's fun. So fun is good, Fun is okay. You gotta have that, right? If you don't have slapping sounds, how can you have a show?
We really need to get Sunrise educated on a few things. He also didn't get the joke that was going around on Facebook the other day where, the old song where it says long-haired hippie boys don't need to apply? Well, now they have a sign out. Even the long-haired hippie boys can apply now. Because they're so short-staffed.
Oh, yeah. Signs everywhere. Sign.
My favorite one is yet the one where it's like, so we're close today, we're short on staff. And somebody wrote under it, hire taller staff, I'm hungry.
We are short on staff.
And we also have the mystery lifted at work because we used to have a vendor come in to deliver us breakfast tacos on Thursdays.
Uh-huh.
And he hadn't showed here in a couple of weeks. Well, come to find out, he got COVID.
Ooh.
So probably a good thing he didn't come deliver any more tacos. I would call it a valid excuse.
Yeah, I would say too. That does sound very valid.
Even though, if he was really, concerned about it, he would have sent somebody in his stead to bring the tacos. So, well, we'll have to work with them on that. Yeah, they don't have long hippie hair anymore. They got man buns. And by the way, it's not cool if you just walk up behind them and try to cut them off. Don't ask me how I know that.
Long-haired freaky people need not apply. Long-haired freaky people. There we go. I'm
Yeah.
not going to keep that on there at all.
So Sunrise, it's a song lyric that you were missing out on the other day.
Let's see. Did we ever answer that question? Yeah, I was looking to see if we answered the camera question. Yeah, I just we haven't. One of the other things I was looking for is the little micro that's coming out. Like I said, or
Sunrise
nano.
must have had a very protected upbringing.
There's a fat shark.
That's all right, Sunrise. Just stick with us. We'll guide you through life's turmoils.
Huh. I was looking for that ad that came through. And I can't find it. My Flywoo and my, because they send me a lot of stuff on their mailing list. It's nice to hear the new stuff they've got. It's the same stuff. They're just making it in
Don't
different
worry,
sizes.
Sunrise, we'll beat it into you.
Alrighty, guys. I have got to
Yep,
hit the
and I've
road.
got to too, because I still have some errands to run.
Yep.
I gotta hop in my new right and run over to Colts and drop off some Amazon stuff and pick up some socks.
Socks.
Yeah.
That's the
I
most
was
important
supposed to
thing.
pick up shoes too, but they ran out of them, bastards.
Socks and t-shirts. Old man stuff.
Well, Michael just found the microphone.
Oh, did he? Well, if he send a picture, he could send a photograph, snap a shot of it, and stick it in an email. I actually do have I went and got a Google phone number. Those are kind of handy for this kind of an issue. It's just a lot easier to hand out a phone number you don't really care about. I really don't care about my regular one. I just don't answer the phone if I don't know who the number is. But the Google one is nice. It's perfect for, when you want to just get quick contact and you can get, direct messages to people. So I can't remember what that number is offhand, but I will post it. If you haven't done that, it's,
Just put up what was your email? That random75 at
well, yeah, that's up there. Yeah, that's this here. I can put that up. Where the heck is that? Let's see. I thought I had, let's see. I thought I had that in here. I thought I had that here. I can do one of these. Go to text right here. Check this one out. There. How about that one? Dad random. There's a shameless advertisement right there. But
so it's that dot random 70 at gmail.com.
Yeah. So that's that.
So
one
don't
right
forget
there.
the dot in between there.
See, you can't see it right there. I did it green, and I should probably change that color.
And Sunrise, it's actually Colts that's where I bought the socks. So I'm returning Amazon shit that you can return at Colts, and I got to pick up socks. So
Socks.
I know
Socks.
it's confusing. It's confusing me too.
Let me see if we can.
But you got to go to
Right.
practice. I got errands to run. You got 5 minutes to get your ass to practice, by the way.
Well, since I'm a legacy there, I can kind of come and go whenever I feel like it.
A legacy.
But I like to be on. Well, I want them warmed up. When I get there, I want to go right to work. I don't want to go. Okay, are you guys been standing around here waiting for me? Okay, when I get here, I want to see you guys working. I got 3 kids basically trying to get the same position right now. Then another kid so I got 2 kids that are, if I can get them right, they'll be playing right away. So I got,
Well,
and so
you
I
know,
got to
tell
get
them
them into the
if you're not
game.
there, if you're not there, that means for them to run laps till you get there.
No, they don't run laps. They warm up, and they better have the snapping target out. And when I get there, they better be practicing what I told them to do yesterday, or I'll be pissed. So
Yeah.
I'll give them I'll talk to them for 10 minutes.
Did you convey that to them yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But while I was passing out. And yet the other thing is I don't have any flexibility either. So some of the things I have to do require a lot of flexibility. If you're familiar with football and you know what the snapper and the holder and the kicker, they all work as a team. It's like a huge part of the game. We've had 2 state championship kickers. We hold all the records in the state of Utah for kicking. So me and this other coach, I helped him with his son when he was developing his kid. My kid just happened into this skill, and he ended up going to college doing it. So free school for snapping a football between his legs. Could you imagine?
So,
But yeah,
but it's
70.
time. It's time for you to go. It's time for me to go.
So,
Friday, I don't know if you're doing anything. I'm going to be out because I am leaving on Saturday to fly the Big Bird to Germany.
yes, you're going to be on a good trip, and we hope you have a safe trip. I'll make sure I wish you a safe trip. Maybe a
Actually,
Friday.
hold on, Michael. The mini SE is now available in the States. I just put the link, the Amazon link, into the description below.
Yep, go ahead, do that.
They're all available in the States now. So
Amazon and Best Buy
offering, but they are now available in the States at Amazon, at Best Buy, at Drone Nerds, at Adorama has them too. So
if you buy from Best Buy, it'll be here. It can be here in 2 days. If you want to pick it up at the store, you have to wait till the 18th. I don't know about the Amazon shipping, but mine will be here Thursday. It doesn't necessarily.
Amazon says 2-day shipping.
Okay, so I like you. You want to Amazon ship it. Best Buy does a good job too with returns. That's why I like Amazon and Best Buy, and I really don't like companies like Bang Bad and all these other companies that are selling stuff. I don't want to send it to freaking Saudi Arabia to get it freaking back to somebody. So, I want to drop it off at the post office and get my instant return.
Well, Sunrise, I know you're going to miss me, but your aim will get better, so I'm not worried about it.
So you're going to be on the plane on Friday?
I'm going to be on the plane Saturday. I won't get there till our time Sunday sometime.
All right.
So this weekend I'm completely out because after a 31-hour day, and flying for 18 hours or some shit like that, and still having to drive 2 hours and change to actually get to my parents.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That 2 hours. And then you have to drive with German signs. You're like, where am I?
Well, the first part is Autobahn, so I don't really have to remember much other than just floor that accelerator.
Just freaking
get the hell out of my way.
Did you bring your F1 hat? Did you bring your Mercedes hat?
I'm bringing this hat.
Oh, okay.
Much more important right here.
Anybody going 90 is in the slow lane. They better be in the slow lane, which is 120 what's 90? 130 kilometers an hour, something like that.
Yeah, it was 100, no, it's a bit more. It's like 135, 140.
Yeah, I almost know that stuff. All righty. Like I said, I'm gonna head off.
Well, I actually
Yeah.
snapped last time I went. I actually snapped a picture. I was doing 180, and I was just trying to figure out who's going to catch on. That's kilometers, not miles.
My friend from Sweden, when they used to go on the Autobahn, he used to always videotape it, and he had a guy that was, I don't know, it was like an Audi A6 or something, and he had it up over 200. Isn't
Well,
that nuts? And then he had his phone on, and it was like, I mean, the car was just like, and everything was a blur going by.
well, you don't. How do you know you're going fast when that little strap line in the center becomes one solid line?
It was insane. I think his wife saw that and she got pissed at him because he was posting those.
Okay, real quick. So I knew this guy in Berlin. He brought over a Pontiac GTO, big block, super blown. I mean, no works, right? And he finally gets it delivered to Berlin and has to do a bunch of work to it because the guys on the docks completely ruined his engine. Well, he finally gets the damn thing all fixed up, and he's like, now I'm going to go get a drive on the Autobahn with this thing. And he thought he was going to be king shit, top of the heap. And he's on the Autobahn, and he's flooring it, and he's going as fast as a freaking GTO will go. And here comes this freaking Volkswagen Buck just flying past it threw the poor guy almost in a full-blown clinical depression.
4,000 RPMs. It was like a chainsaw.
Well, back then it was fashionable to yank the 911 engine out of a Porsche. No, the Porsche 911.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Take the engine out of it and stick it in a Volkswagen Buck chassis. And it was really simple to do. I mean, they were both mid-engine, so all you had to do is put some beefier shocks in it, so you get the shocks and springs of Volkswagen Bus, and all the shit interconnected. I mean, that was a fairly easy job. Yeah, but yeah, that was freaking funny. He thought he was going to be king of the heap. I mean, he was just so freaking proud of himself for his freaking car put back together.
Nope. All right. Okay. There's my closing message right there.
Get passed by SUV, and then as it passes, you can actually read the badge on the back of it, and it says Lamborghini. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing what cars can do now. It's insane.
Lamborghini back in the 90s made an SUV that looked an awful lot like the Humvees that the Army had.
Oh.
Yeah. But that thing was a freaking screamer. But anyhow, it's time to go.
Yeah, they made military vehicles.
For spending time with us.
Thank you so much.
And we'll see you all next time. I will do some from Germany, but it's going to be very abbreviated because I'm very limited on mobile data over there. But
just
we will do
record it.
something. So
just record it.
there
Friday
will be a recording, and I will go live over there in some shape, form, or fashion.
I don't know if I'm traveling Friday, so I don't know if I'm going up to Salt Lake for this game. I haven't decided yet. I may or may not. So that'll really dictate what happens with me on Friday because I'll be gone. I'll leave that morning. So but I have not decided whether I'm going yet.
Well, I'll see you when we see you. Y'all take care. Good night. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Hit the thumbs up on the way out if you haven't done so yet. We appreciate it, and we'll see y'all next.
Yes, we do. Thank you. We'll see you.